Greetings on a Tuesday, the 4th of January 2022. We're rolling already. And before I forget, Terry in Australia. Again, someone I can tell from his comments that I would love to meet him. Don't know that I ever will. But he sent me some wonderful things, and I'm wearing one of them. And it's this beautiful long sleeve shirt with the Aborigine flag. Beautiful. Thank you, Terry. Thank you so much. As you know, this is my channel. It's not a service. You get a service out of it, out of my interest, but I'm not here paid, and I refuse to do that. I will not do Patreon because then you have to work, and also you have to kowtow, and it's like I'm going to say whatever the hell I want, and so I keep it open like this. Love the feedback from yesterday, and I will speak more on it, but I will give you some music to start off with. I'll start over here. A person I call a friend who I haven't seen in years is Brian Day. Brian Day is an instrument maker, inventor, a very interesting person. He runs a couple of labels, Public Eyesore and and both labels are focused on sound work and music that is challenging. And I dare say that I don't know how many years you've been going now, Brian, but you are your label has built up a very impressive discography. And the latest things that he sent me, both are good. Both are good. I've already listened to them almost all the way through. And that is an indicator to me of how good this stuff is. If I don't want to take it off right away, if it keeps me listening, that to start with. So apparently the cassette is back in some circles because he's releasing a lot of cassettes. And these two new releases are on cassette. This is Orasique, Ixtlahuaca. I also like the international flavor of what Brian presents. So check this out. Orasique. Orasique is a free improv quartet based in Mexico, between Mexico City and Oaxaca de Juarez. So right here, we have music, brand new music from Mexico, okay? And what we have here is, these are this is, yeah, okay, see? So the first guy, Don Malfon, is from Barcelona, Spain. Misha Marks, who's also in the band, is from New Zealand. Fernando Barrios, the drummer, is from El Salvador. Okay? And then there's Marco Albert, an Italian musician. This is, okay, now let me just make sure I don't mix up what I'm telling you. Yeah. So this is this is in the realm of free jazz, okay? Now the reason why I say it's in the realm of free jazz, because I think it's it's even more. But what I want to tell you about this is that it's vital. I have listened to a lot of noise music and improvisation, and there is a difference between creating a racket and just letting it go to see what happens, and then there's people who seem to know how to plug into the sound and to each other, and that's happening here. Matter of fact, it catches sparks almost immediately. Orasique. There's voice on here as well as the instruments and sounds, and all of them are intense. It's like there is this has gravity. And like it's like, yeah, this is some. I got into this, and to the point where I don't speak Spanish. Couldn't quite make out the words, but I was feeling the vocal utterances. This is really some really good stuff, Mr. Brian Day, and you folks, if you happen to see this from this Orasique, it's really good. I'm happy to say, Brian, both the cassettes you sent me are of equal intensity and excellence. The other one he sent me is by Ypsmael, Box of Black. Ypsmael. I hope I'm saying that right. Box of Black. These are on his label. Ypsmael first appeared in the late 00s, initially as a live-only project throughout the UK, Europe, as well as in Europe. Okay. So what we have here is, here's how they describe it, because I think it's good. Using sonic risk-taking amplified objects, sound artifacts, and grainy live sampling as a palette for computerless improvisation with loop pedals and a variety of instruments, 2 performances were conceived during a residency. And the accidental is deliberately invited as an auditory canvas onto which further bespoke sounds are applied in layer by layer. So this is more noise based than even the than the Orasique, but it works. There is at times a sense of danger with the sounds. You know, it sounds like something is not falling apart, but it's like you can hear the physicality, is what I'm saying, of how the sounds are being made. I want to applaud my friend Brian Day and I want to applaud all music makers and sound makers who continue to explore their will, I guess, their interest, regardless of finance or financial reward. I think that's really important, that art survive in this way. I'll leave a link to the Bandcamp page for Air Recordings, and I encourage you to check them out. On my end, I need to finish up this bass part. I've just been I've been putting it off. Since New Year's, I've just been picking up my bass and finishing this part. So I need to get that done. Reason why I'm saying this is because I'm looking at Dave Newhouse's new record, Zap. I've only played this twice so far, Dave, if you see this. But I already know, and you're already hearing it from other people, this is better than Moonmen. It's more succinct. It's just more, there it is. And I love that cover. See, when I see stuff like that, it's like, yeah, people need to see it as well as hear it. That's cool. Moon X, check it out, okay? It'll be out on Friday. And I do think we're going to get another Bandcamp Friday where the artists get the main proceeds from sales. We benefit from that. I benefit from that. And I could use a Bandcamp Friday. That is real income to me. And I haven't been gigging, and gigging is real income to me. So I could use some income. I could. Matter of fact, I won't say the names, but I was approached by a booking agent yesterday. that is wanting to put me on, get me involved in festivals and stuff. And I'm just saying right now, I'm looking at COVID. And even though we can plan long term, I'm not ready to do that because I am not encouraged by current events. I see people traveling and touring all the time now, and I know it can be done. But I'll be 67 this year, and I'm not interested in getting out there and mixing it up in this world and getting sick. Yeah, I can wait. But that happened. There's interest there, and I like that. Music. Sven Libaek. Sven Libaek. Known mainly for sound work, soundtracks, and library music. And this is a library music album that originally came out in the 70s called Solar Flares. I just love this. It's all instrumental, and it's this music that's made for businesses or film industry to choose from to use in their productions. And there's a couple of pieces of tracks on here that I simply love and are great examples of why I like soundtrack music and instrumental music. The second track on here, Stella Maris. It's just lovely. I just love it. This to me is an electronic music masterpiece. Technodelic by YMO. This came out in 1981. And it still does not sound dated. That's hard to do, people. Even in electronic music. There's a lot of electronic music that sounds dated. A lot of it does. And interestingly, the first waves of electronic experimentation, a lot of that music that was supposed to be the sound of the future, sounds old. This is just a fantastic album and just gives you a great picture of what can be done with electronic music and good ideas. I love this album. So I'm wondering what's going on with this band, Syd Arthur. I imagine they're probably still going, probably about to drop something new on the market, I hope. This is the last album that I heard of by them, Apricity. Came out in 2016. Some trivia for you. The keyboardist, violinist, is Kate Bush's nephew. Good musician. This is a good band. It's in the progressive vein, a little bit like Gentle Giant, but there's also a bluesiness here. If you listen to this, you'll hear the blues too. Which these are young kids. These are young guys, you know. They sound to me like they could develop into something really substantial if they catch on. Apricity, this is a good album. Hadn't played this forever. And when I posted it yesterday, it's interesting. I think a lot of people don't know how to listen to this. This is True Psychedelia. The Red Crayola and the Familiar Ugly. With the Familiar Ugly. Parable of Arable Land. Have you heard this? Made back in the 60s. Mayo Thompson. This is an audio mess. It's very psychedelic. And when they finally settle into songs, there's a couple of really good songs on here. Hurricane Fighter Plane is one of them. Actually, the whole first side is really, I think, excellent. Transparent Radiation, and then the last song, War Sucks, which it absolutely does. To me, this is a true psychedelic album. Truly psychedelic. I was getting into some David Sylvian last night because he's an interesting man to me. It's like he's mainly posting photography online now. Is he done with music? He might be. But his trajectory from the beginning in the band Japan to his solo work has been an arc of artistry, where he started out as a kid mimicking others and finding his own voice. Excuse me. I love his work, and these are some great singles I'm showing here. Pulling Punches, and the B-sides too. Red Guitar. I've got more of these, but these two I pulled. And yes, Duran Duran took his look. They admit it too, openly, in a lot of interviews. Duran Duran copied Japan, the band Japan, the look of David Sylvian. Remember that the next time you see Duran Duran, where they got that look and that idea of style. The band Japan and David Sylvian, okay? Uno más, solo más, one more time, one more. So, the thing that I listen to mostly in my personal time is melodic stuff, not funk, things that are melodic. And that can be anything, so it's genreless, okay? I really want to make that clear that I'm not into genres. I'm into what is good. So, there's been a lot of jazz, you know, and it's not because it's jazz, it's because it's what I want to hear. This album, Shimri, by Arild Andersen, the bassist, it sounds like that picture. The way the ambience of this picture in the back, the lake in the back, the trees, that's what this sounds like. It's just killer. It's just beautiful. Simply beautiful. So that's what I'll share for now. I do want to say, in regards to all the things I talk about in spite of music, I'm really feeling good about it, and really happy to share this perspective with you. I linked my videos yesterday to my Facebook page, and note the comments there. I say things that need to be said on behalf of a lot of people, although I'm really speaking for myself here. But the one thing that people kept saying is that you say it so well, you're so eloquent. I wish I could say it myself, so I'll say it again. The world is not dealing with racism, and this is not a race card. This is an inconvenient fact. That's how you know when you're dealing with assholes and people who have lumps of coal for hearts. When they make comments like that, pulling the race card, it's just complete ignorance, okay? So it needs to be stated. I need to remind people that the long history of white dominance through colonization of the planet has created this really horrible double standard, imbalanced world that I live in that is wholly unfair to people of color. Now, if you have resources and a lot of oil and money, then of course the people in charge, who are mainly white, are going to kiss your ass. We're talking about like Arabian oil and stuff like that. When you have something the white man wants, and I'll put it like that, white man, because that's been it historically. They've been on top. They'll work with you to get what they want, but at no time is regard for the human race and those people ever part of the picture. And so when I express anger, rage, disappointment, irritation, it's real, and the word is justified, which means there's good reason for it. I didn't create it. I'm responding to it. And the justified anger is about the fact that it won't go away, and in many ways, all people are implicit, especially all white people. You know, it's like, if you listen to what I say, and if I were out of balance, I would not listen to music by white people or anybody except black. But that's stupid. The other thing I've told you is that I know my ethnicity. I have Irish blood in me. My great-grandfather on my dad's side is a white man. You can't see it, but it's in me. So I think this is really important to keep on the table if anything's going to change, because things aren't changing. You know, the whole Black Lives Matter thing, it's like those signs in shop windows are meaningless. They're meaningless. If anything, what the message they send is, don't tear up my shop. They don't communicate that these people really want to see a change in how people of color are viewed in this world, because it's not changing in a way that is substantive enough. And I know that it's going to be like this throughout the rest of my life, so I'm speaking about it. And for those of you who don't want to hear about it, you know, you can go away. This is not a popularity contest. I don't care if I offend you. Actually, if you're offended, I think that's an indication that you need to do some thinking and some soul searching yourself. If you're offended by what I'm saying, you got to think about that. What's so offensive about me trying to set the record straight? Talk about how unfair the lay of the land is. It's very, very unfair. And it's just going on, and most people act like it's just fine, but it's not. Not for me. Okay. As Burning Spear says, I forget his real name because I met him. Talk to me, people, talk to me. Have you ever seen Burning Spear live? He'll get to these points in his show where he's just jamming and he'll just scream out, talk to me, people, talk to me. Talk to me, people. Show me your decency. Oh, one more thing. I'm going to address you, Hans. You know, because Hans M. Because apparently you see yourself as a friend. I've never met you. But some of your comments are like, man, yeah, number one, you're not American. Number two, you're not black. And number three, we've never met. And so you'll say things, it's like, man, you ain't got no business trying to talk to me like that. And I'm saying it like this. And it's not to be offensive, it's to say it for real. People say stupid shit. And one of the things that you said that I think is like, you don't know this, I don't know this. Look, it's on one of the videos. Han says, well, those trolls are just stupid teenagers. They might be, but I don't know that. And here's the deal. I know human behavior. And unfortunately, almost on average, adults in America are very adolescent and infantile. We don't have a lot of mature, well, we do have a lot of mature adults. I think we have even more stupid, immature, not fully formed people in adult bodies. And as far as I'm concerned, all of these stupid people are just messing up the solution. It's part of the problem is that people who have power and are in positions of authority and privilege figured that out a long time ago. Well, we'll just keep these dumbasses stupid and just have them work for me. They don't need to know anything. We don't need them to be smart. We just need them to do what we want them to do and then die. Historically, that's what's going on. Okay? So, I've said enough, haven't I? Talk to me, people.